So I don't know if anyone's heard, but the workers at Frito Lay are striking because of their what's called suicide shifts. And for this company that they're shocked that their workers are striking, they should not be shocked when they're the ones causing this, right? So Frito Lays makes a lot of your favorite chips, Doritos, Cheetos, and all kinds of things. And, they're overworking their workers, and they kind of sound like Amazon, but I just want to show you what this article says here. So this is from Vanessa Romo. No, not Tony Romo's wife. Okay. So it says hundreds of Frito Lay workers at a production plant in Topeka, Kansas that makes Fritos, Doritos, Tostitos, Cheetos, and Funyuns. I like all of those. Many of the 850 workers at the facility say they work 84 hours a week with no days off. Workers are nominally supposed to work 8-hour shifts, but workers are often forced to add on extra 4 hours before or after their shifts. Workers call these extended shifts suicide shifts. Some workers haven't had a single day off, including Saturdays and Sundays. So, ladies and gentlemen, when your family, your local conservative, or that older person is, oh, capitalism, it's so amazing, socialism is so bad, I want you to listen to this story and watch me and listen to me read this. And then I want you to ask them how they would feel in some of these working conditions, right? And not able to see their goddamn families. Because when they're talking about capitalism's a beauty, this is what they're talking about. There's nothing beautiful about capitalism. So, in its latest contract offer, Frito Lay has said it would raise wages by 4% over the next 2 years and put a cap at 60 hours a week. Funny how they're only raising the wages by 4% in 2 years, but they're going to get billions and billions of dollars from the government and from you guys, from all of us, from us, over the next 2 minutes. Isn't that incredible? Hey, we're going to get more money because everyone's going to buy our shit, but we're going to pay you less money because we feel like it and we're billionaires. Okay. Frito Lay workers who are unionized with bakery, confectionery, tobacco workers, and grain millers local Q18, wow, that's a long name, say that's not enough and are demanding an end to forced overtime. Here's a worker. I'm a Frito Lay worker. I'm a Frito Lay factory worker. I work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Hundreds of workers at the Frito Lay plant at Topeka, Kansas, are striking for the first time. Mark McCarter is a hold on, real quick. Mark McCarter is a 59-year-old union steward, Frito Lay, who has worked at the Topeka facility for 37 years. He was asked about his job and why he's striking, and here he is. He said, I've worked at the Frito Lay facility in Topeka, Kansas since I was 19, straight out of high school. Let's see. It won't move. Straight out of high school. I run huge robots that are probably 15 to 20 feet tall, and they transport products that come from the production floor. Fritos, Doritos, Tostitos, and all the Cheetos. After 37 years, I still get forced to work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. You come in at 7 a.m., and not only do you work 8 hours, but when you get off at 3 p.m., they suicide you, which means they force you to work a double shift, and then you have to come back at 3 a.m. So there's 850 employees, and it's true for 3/4 of them. So you work, right? You work that. You go home. You work from 7 to 7. You go home, and then you got to come back to work at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I get home at let's say 7:30. I'm home and that's the time where maybe dinner is already done. Maybe you're getting ready for the next day. Your wife wants to spend time with you, and you say, "Honey, I'm so sorry. I gotta go to sleep. I gotta go to work. In 8 hours." Capitalism, baby. This job wears you down. It tires you and makes you mentally exhausted. It plays with your mind. Some of these guys who work 12 hours a day are destroying their marriages. They're destroying their families. My wife passed away, so I don't have a wife to go home to and say, "Hey babe, I'm only working 8 hours tomorrow." But a lot of these guys come in with the understanding that they're working 8 hours, but then they have to call their wife and kids and say, I'm not 8 hours, I'm 12 hours. I'm not 8 hours, I'm 12 hours. I'm not 8 hours, I'm 12 hours, and then I have to go back at 3 a.m. I make $20.50 an hour after 37 years. I haven't gotten a raise in a decade. This is still the same guy. This is from a Fortune 500 company making $500 billion. We're hoping we can get these people back to work with a decent wage and some kind of alternative to all this forced overtime. Now, there's another one. Honestly, I don't know how they're doing this. How what they're doing, is legal. So now there's a thing that says, so you are shocked that employees voted to strike for the first time? I'm shocked you are so out of touch with your employees that you didn't see it coming. This began when you started giving lump sums instead of raises, when you lowered wages on new hires coming in, and when you supported an iron-fisted management style that created a toxic work environment. Here are just a few examples. Making us work in dense smoke and fuel during and after a fire, a freaking flame, because you stated, quote, "It's just smoke." Oh my God. Oh, why don't you go stand there, bitch? Go stand there. Go work. Oh, now it's not. Okay. When a coworker collapsed and died, oh my God. You had us move the body and put in another coworker to keep the line going. What the fuck? He died, you motherfuckers! Oh, but we gotta keep our line moving. We got profits. We worked during the entire COVID-19 quarantine. Quarantine while office personnel work from home. We didn't get hazard pay, bonuses, rewards, or recognition. The fact that you offer paternity leave for all workers except those at union plants. I wonder why. Oh, gee. During the COVID-19 lockdown, a coworker's father passed away in another state. You told her since there wasn't a funeral, she didn't qualify for bereavement time. She was forced to take off two of her own days to grieve. Your negotiator told us that it isn't that Frito Lays can't afford to give us raises. He said he's there to protect the stockholders' investments. Meanwhile, you have held down our wages year after year by refusing to give us cost of living raises. One classification got a total of 20 cents in a decade. We no longer offer competitive wages to balance the stress of unpredictable long hours, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Your threats and bully tactics only fuel our fire. You have pushed us into a corner and we came out swinging, and now you're shocked. Yeah, they're right. And I know I screamed and I cursed, but I'm so tired. This is what capitalism is. This is what workers are suffering. You would be thinking, oh my God, this is what workers in the 1800s are dealing with. No! This is exactly what workers are dealing with right now in 2021. No hazard pay during a pandemic, no raising of wages, and I guarantee you, besides the raising of wages, no cleaning help. No safety precautions. And you think that Bernie Sanders and AOC and the rest of the squad is going to do something about it? There's nothing they're going to do. Americans need to start waking up to this. But because a lot of them don't work in these goddamn conditions, nobody's waking up to this. Nobody. And all it's going to take is a goddamn general strike. That's what it's going to take. A general strike. Everybody shut this goddamn country down and make our representatives raise our effing wages. That's what workers need to start doing. Look at India. They did just that. Oh, but Facebook won't let you talk about it. Americans need to start waking up to this. I don't know what it's going to take, as Graham Elwood said. I don't know. But something needs to give. Because we live in a autocracy. We live in a kleptocracy. We live in a place where oligarchs run the goddamn country. And you are just the little guy. And they treat you like that. And a lot of workers don't do anything about it. Well, it's time we do something about this, because this is stupid. Because we know the squad and Bernie, no one ain't going to do a damn thing. They're not going to force the vote for Medicare for all. They're not going to force the vote for a $15 minimum wage. They're not going to force the vote on worker safety and protocols. They're not going to get rid of the filibuster. Nothing. Nothing. This is America. You're supposed to be in the land of the free. But how free are you when you're working 12-hour shifts and then going back at 3 in the morning to do it all over again? You're not free. You're a slave. Now, because they can't get any slave labor in the prisons, they're like, I guess we got to treat our workers like slaves. And by the way, this is not some third world crap. This is the United States of America, this goddamn country that's doing this to all of its people. Congratulations. This is capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. And you complain about socialism. Congratulations. This is what you're stuck with.